There's a moment in life when you realize that waiting for others to understand you, accept you, or walk beside you will only keep you standing still. That's when you step forward alone, not because you don't need anyone, but because you refuse to be anything other than yourself. Walking alone doesn't mean you're lost. It means you trust yourself enough to explore the unknown. It means you choose growth over comfort, authenticity over approval, and purpose over popularity. The lone wolf doesn't wait for a pack to validate its journey. It moves with quiet confidence, knowing that the wilderness will challenge it, shape it, and ultimately make it stronger. There will be voices telling you to stay where it's safe, to follow the well-worn path, to seek the security of the pack. But safety isn't the goal. Wholeness is. And wholeness demands that you walk through fear, through doubt, through the uncertainty of who will cheer for you or walk beside you. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. In a world that celebrates invulnerability, toughness, and the ability to push through without revealing weakness, the idea of vulnerability as strength can seem counterintuitive. But the truth is, vulnerability is not weakness. It is the most accurate measurement of courage. When you walk alone, like a lone wolf, embracing vulnerability is not an option. It is a necessity. The lone wolf does not walk alone because it is incapable of belonging. It walks alone because it dares to trust itself, to navigate uncertainty, and to embrace the discomfort of solitude. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It demands that you step into discomfort, face your fears, and lean into the unknown. Vulnerability is not just about showing your emotions. It is about daring to show up, even when you don't have all the answers. Too often, we equate strength with the ability to endure without bending, to keep moving forward without ever admitting pain, fear, or doubt. But real strength comes from being able to acknowledge those feelings and move forward despite them. The lone wolf understands that walking alone is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of self-trust. It does not rely on the safety of the pack to validate its existence. Leadership, instead, it listens to its own instincts, follows its own path, and trusts that it is enough. Embracing vulnerability means being willing to walk alone, even when the world tells you that you should conform. It means standing in the face of uncertainty and saying, I may not know what comes next, but I trust myself enough to take the next step. It is easy to walk with a crowd, to move with the tide of approval, and to blend into what is expected. But to walk alone, to choose your own journey, and to be unapologetically yourself, that takes true courage. When we deny vulnerability, we deny ourselves the ability to grow. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens in the moments when we are stretched, when we are uncertain, and when we are forced to rely on ourselves. The lone wolf does not become strong by avoiding hardship. It becomes strong by facing it head on. It knows that solitude is not a punishment, but an opportunity to reflect, to build resilience, and to understand itself in ways that a pack mentality would never allow. One of the greatest fears that hold people back from embracing vulnerability is the fear of judgment. What if I fail? What if people don't understand me? What if I walk alone and never find my way back to belonging? These fears are real, but they are not the enemy. The true enemy is the refusal to take the risk. The lone wolf does not let fear dictate its path. It acknowledges the fear but moves forward anyway. That is the essence of vulnerability. It is the ability to stand in the face of fear and still choose courage. Many of us were taught to believe that vulnerability makes us weak, that showing emotion, admitting uncertainty, or asking for help diminishes our strength. But in reality, the strongest people are those who have the courage to be vulnerable. It takes strength to admit that you don't have all the answers. It takes courage to ask for help. And it takes immense bravery to walk a path that no one else is walking. simply because it is the one that is right for you. When you walk alone like a lone wolf, you are constantly faced with moments that test your resolve. Moments where you wonder if you should turn back, if you should conform, if you should choose the easier path. But vulnerability reminds you that strength is not about never feeling doubt. It is about facing doubt and choosing to keep going anyway. The lone wolf does not need the validation of others to know its worth. Even if they don't return their attention, it does not need a chorus of approval to confirm that it is on the right path. It trusts itself, even when the path is uncertain. And that trust, that is born from vulnerability. Vulnerability is also what allows us to connect. While the lone wolf walks alone, it does not do so out of a desire to be isolated. It does so because it understands that true belonging can only happen when you belong to yourself first. When you embrace vulnerability, you open the door to deeper connections, not just with others, but with yourself. You learn to listen to your own needs, to honor your own boundaries, and to recognize your own worth. You begin to understand that you do not need to be surrounded by a crowd to be whole. You are whole on your own. The world often tells us that we should be fearless, that strength means never wavering, never doubting, and never showing weakness. But true strength is the opposite. True strength is being able to stand in the storm of uncertainty and still move forward. True strength is allowing yourself to be seen even when you are scared. True strength is understanding that vulnerability is not something to be avoided. It is something to be embraced. Walking alone like a lone wolf means choosing the path of courage over comfort. It means standing in your truth, even when it is difficult. It means trusting yourself enough to know that you do not need external validation to be enough. You are enough as you are. The lone wolf does not wait for permission to be strong. It simply is. So if you find yourself walking alone, if you feel the pull to take a path that no one else understands, know that you are not weak for choosing your own way. You are not weak for embracing your vulnerability. You are not weak for daring to show up, even when it is hard. You are strong, you are courageous, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Vulnerability is not a burden, it is a gift. It is the thing that allows you to grow, to connect, and to become the most authentic version of yourself. It is what turns fear into courage, solitude into self-discovery, and doubt into trust. When you embrace vulnerability, you step into your true power. And when you do that, you realize that walking alone was never about being alone. It was about finding yourself. The lone wolf does not walk alone because it has to. It walks alone because it chooses to. And in that choice, in that willingness to embrace vulnerability, it finds its greatest strength. Trusting your own journey is one of the most transformative practices you can undertake in life. It's not just a matter of setting your own goals and marching forward. It's about embracing the unique course your life takes, with all its complexities, challenges, and victories. In a world filled with external expectations, comparisons, and constant distractions, it's easy to forget that each of us is on a different path, one that is uniquely ours to follow. The concept of trusting your own journey goes beyond simply making choices. It involves a deeper, more profound acceptance of where you are and where you are going. It is the recognition that your life is your own, that your story is valid, and that the only person who can truly define your path is you. Our world is filled with voices telling us what success should look like. We are often expected to meet certain milestones at specific times, graduate from school, land the perfect job, get married, have children, and live a life that fits a certain mold. These milestones are commonly measured by comparison to others' timelines, which can make us feel as though we are falling short, missing out, or simply not good enough. It's easy to become consumed by the idea that our journey is not valid unless it looks like someone else's. However, this mindset only leads to frustration and feelings of inadequacy, When we measure ourselves against others, we forget that our journey is deeply personal. The path that is right for one person may not be the right path for us. The goals that another person finds meaningful may hold no value to us at all. At its core, trusting your own journey is about choosing to walk your path, regardless of what others are doing or saying. It's about understanding that your life will not and should not mirror anyone else's. Everyone has their own experiences, their own struggles, and their own set of challenges. There's no universal blueprint for success, because success is defined individually. Trusting your own journey means honoring that definition, no matter how unconventional it may seem to others. It means listening to your intuition, staying true to your values, and refusing to be swayed by external pressures. When we talk about trusting our own journey, we're also talking about being vulnerable. Vulnerability isn't about being weak or exposed. It's about having the courage to step forward without knowing exactly what lies ahead. It's about embracing the uncertainty that comes with forging your own path. The truth is, no one has all the answers. Everyone is figuring it out as they go along. Life is a series of unknowns, and trusting your journey means having faith that even when you don't know exactly where you're headed, you will find your way. This requires immense self-belief and the courage to move forward despite the fear of failure. Trusting your own journey doesn't mean that every step is easy or that you will never face challenges. It means acknowledging that challenges are a part of the journey. They are not signs of failure, but stepping stones to growth. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, to build resilience, and to get one step closer to your true self. In the journey of life, it is inevitable that you will encounter obstacles. It is also inevitable that you will make mistakes, but the key is how you approach these challenges. If you view them as failures or as signs that you're on the wrong path, you may become discouraged. However, if you see these challenges as opportunities to learn, you will find that your journey becomes richer and more meaningful. Trusting your journey means having the wisdom to understand that there are no wrong paths, only lessons that come at different stages of life. Mistakes are not failures, but invitations to grow. To trust your own journey, you must also learn to trust your instincts. Your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's that quiet voice inside of you that knows what's right, even when logic or external influences try to lead you in a different direction. In a world filled with advice and opinions from well-meaning friends, family, and even strangers, it can be easy to doubt yourself, but your inner wisdom knows the way forward. Trusting your instincts means listening to that voice and allowing it to guide you, even when it goes against the advice of others or when it doesn't make immediate sense. There are times when your path will not be clear. You may feel uncertain about what to do next, and that's okay. Life is not a linear progression, and there is no one-size-fits-all blueprint for success. Everyone's journey is unique, and while others may offer guidance or share their own experiences, you cannot compare your steps to theirs. Your instincts will help you find clarity when the way forward seems murky. Learn to be kind to your brain comes from the shift that is made to taking true responsibility for life. Trusting your own journey is not about following a set script. It's about allowing your intuition to lead you toward what feels true for you. Another aspect of trusting your journey is learning to embrace uncertainty. We live in a world where we want quick answers and clear paths, but life doesn't work that way. The future is unknown, and there are always unforeseen twists and turns in the road ahead. Trusting your own journey means embracing the unknown with open arms. It's about finding peace in the uncertainty and knowing that you have everything within you to navigate the twists and turns that come your way. The uncertainty of life is what makes it beautiful and full of possibility. When you trust your journey, you trust that even in the midst of the unknown, You will be okay. Trusting your journey also means giving yourself permission to take your time. We often feel rushed in life, especially when we compare our progress to others. But true success is not about speed, it's about alignment with your values and goals. If you rush through life trying to meet external deadlines or conform to someone else's timeline, you may miss out on the richness of your own journey. Trusting your own journey means understanding that you don't need to rush. Your life will unfold as it should, and every step you take, no matter how slow, is progress. There will be times when you feel as though you're not where you thought you'd be. You may look around and feel like you're falling behind, but these feelings of inadequacy are often rooted in comparison. Every person has a different timeline. The important thing is not to focus on where others are, but to stay focused on your own path. The beauty of life is that it's never too late to start something new, to change direction, or to pursue a different goal. Trusting your journey means giving yourself the freedom to start over, to change course, and to follow your heart wherever it leads. You may also encounter moments of doubt, moments when you wonder if you're making the right choices or if you're wasting your time. These moments are natural and they don't mean you're on the wrong path. They simply mean you're human. Doubt is a natural part of the journey, and it's important to acknowledge it without letting it define your course. Trusting your journey means moving forward despite doubt, knowing that doubt is just a part of the process. Self-compassion is another key component of trusting your journey. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. You may feel frustrated or defeated when things aren't working out the way you imagined. But self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness, especially in the moments when you feel like you're falling short. It's about acknowledging your feelings, being gentle with yourself, and recognizing that you are doing the best you can. Self-compassion also means accepting that not everything will go according to plan. Life is unpredictable, and the journey is rarely straightforward. But when you approach yourself with kindness, you allow yourself to move through those bumps in the road with grace and resilience. Another important aspect of trusting your own journey is learning to detach from external validation. We are often conditioned to seek approval from others. Whether it's praise from friends, recognition from colleagues, or likes on social media, we can easily fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. However, trusting your own journey means finding validation from within. It's about recognizing your worth and the value of your journey regardless of whether others acknowledge it. When you detach from the need for external validation, you are free to pursue your path on your own terms. You don't need anyone's approval to know that what you're doing is meaningful. Trusting your own journey also requires a deep sense of commitment to yourself. It means making a promise to yourself to honor your desires, your values, and your dreams. It's about standing firm in your decisions and not allowing others to sway you from what feels right for you. This commitment requires courage, especially when others question your choices or when you face obstacles along the way. But when you trust your own journey, you make a commitment to live authentically and to follow your path, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Ultimately, trusting your own journey is about embracing the fullness of who you are. It's about acknowledging that you have the power to create your own story, no matter where you've come from or where you are now. The journey will not always be easy, but it will always be yours. And in the end, that's what makes it so meaningful. Trusting your journey means allowing yourself to live fully, to make mistakes, to learn, to grow, and to follow your own path. It's the only way to live authentically and to create a life that is truly yours. The power of solitude is often misunderstood in a world that constantly emphasizes connection, social engagement, and external validation. It is easy to think that being alone is a form of punishment or loneliness, But in reality, solitude holds immense power for personal growth, creativity, clarity, and self-discovery. Solitude is a space that allows for deep introspection, a break from the noise of the world, and an opportunity to reconnect with one's inner self. In solitude, we are free from the distractions and pressures of the outside world, giving us the chance to explore who we truly are, what we desire, and how we want to navigate our lives. The ability to embrace solitude is not about rejecting the world or isolating oneself in a negative way, but rather about choosing to step away from the external influences and listen to our own thoughts and needs. In solitude, we rediscover our own voice and sense of purpose. One of the primary benefits of solitude is the space it provides for self-reflection. When we are constantly surrounded by other people or by the noise of modern life, it becomes difficult to hear our own thoughts clearly. We are bombarded with the opinions of others, the demands of our responsibilities, and the distractions of technology, all of which make it hard to discern what we truly think and feel. Solitude, however, creates a sanctuary for self-reflection. It allows us to pause, to breathe, and to take stock of our lives. In this space, we can evaluate our values, assess our goals, and reconsider the direction we are heading. Solitude is an opportunity to step back and get perspective, to look at our lives from a broader viewpoint, and to ask ourselves important questions. In solitude, we become more attuned to our inner voice, and we are better able to make decisions that align with our authentic selves. Self-reflection in solitude can also reveal parts of ourselves that we may have neglected or ignored. Often, in the hustle and bustle of daily life, we become so focused on external expectations and societal pressures that we forget to check in with our true desires and needs. Solitude provides the space to reconnect with these deeper aspects of ourselves. It allows us to explore our fears, our dreams, and our aspirations without the influence of others' opinions or judgments. In solitude, we become more attuned to our emotions, thoughts, and desires, which can lead to greater self-awareness and a deeper understanding of who we are. In a world that constantly encourages external validation, solitude offers a chance to find validation within ourselves. We are often taught to seek approval from others, whether through social media likes, professional achievements, or the opinions of family and friends. But in solitude, we are forced to turn inward and rely on our own sense of self-worth. This can be both liberating and empowering. Already, so many people sought validation from outside sources. None of this is really new, and when we learn to validate ourselves, we become less dependent on the opinions of others, and we develop a stronger sense of self-esteem and confidence. Solitude teaches us that we do not need to seek external validation to feel worthy. Our worth comes from within. Another powerful aspect of solitude is its ability to spark creativity. Many of the greatest artists, thinkers, and innovators throughout history have credited solitude as the key to their creative process. When we are alone, free from distractions and external influences, our minds are free to wander and explore new ideas. It allows us to connect with our inner creativity and intuition without the pressure of other people's expectations or judgments. In solitude, we can take risks, explore new possibilities, and allow our creative impulses to flow freely. Many of us are afraid of being alone because we fear boredom or loneliness, but it is often in these moments of solitude that our best ideas and most innovative solutions emerge. Creativity flourishes in the stillness of solitude because it is in this space that we can listen to our inner voice and give ourselves permission to create without constraints. Solitude also plays a crucial role in developing a deeper sense of inner peace. In a world that is often chaotic and fast-paced, it can be difficult to find moments of calm. The constant bombardment of information, tasks, and responsibilities can create a sense of overwhelm and stress. Solitude, however, offers a reprieve from this chaos. In solitude, we can cultivate a sense of stillness and mindfulness, that allows us to reconnect with our breath, our body, and our thoughts. It is in this peaceful state that we can release tension, reduce anxiety, and find clarity. Solitude gives us the time and space to recharge and restore our energy, which is essential for maintaining our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It allows us to disconnect from the demands of the world and reconnect with ourselves, providing a much-needed reset for our mind and spirit. In addition to its personal benefits, solitude also helps us develop a greater appreciation for the world around us. When we are constantly surrounded by others and distracted by external stimuli, we can become numb to the beauty and wonder of the world. However, when we spend time alone, we are more likely to notice the subtle details of our surroundings, the sound of birdsong, the scent of flowers, the warmth of the sun on our skin. Solitude allows us to slow down and appreciate the present moment, helping us cultivate mindfulness and gratitude. By stepping away from the noise of daily life, we can learn to observe and appreciate the world in a deeper way. This heightened awareness can enrich our lives and help us develop a greater sense of connection to nature and to the universe as a whole. Solitude also fosters a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. In today's interconnected world, it is easy to become reliant on others for emotional support, validation, and direction. While relationships and community are essential, solitude teaches us to stand on our own and take responsibility for our own happiness and well-being. When we spend time alone, we learn to rely on ourselves for comfort, support, and guidance. We become more self-reliant and better equipped to handle challenges without relying on others to solve our problems. Solitude empowers us to trust ourselves and our abilities, which ultimately leads to greater resilience and personal strength. Embracing solitude can also strengthen our relationships with others. While it may seem counterintuitive, spending time alone can actually improve the quality of our connections with other people. When we are able to cultivate a strong sense of self in solitude, we are better able to show up for others in an authentic, loving way. Solitude allows us to reconnect with ourselves, which helps us bring our best selves to our relationships. It provides us with the clarity and perspective needed to navigate conflicts, communicate more effectively, and offer genuine support to others. Additionally, solitude gives us the opportunity to recharge and replenish our emotional reserves, which enables us to give more freely and compassionately in our interactions. For those who are constantly surrounded by noise and stimulation, solitude can feel uncomfortable or even unsettling. However, it is important to recognize that discomfort is often a sign of growth. The ability to be alone and enjoy one's own company is a skill that requires practice and patience. It is not about avoiding social interaction or shutting ourselves off from the world, but about learning to find balance. Solitude is a tool for self-discovery and personal development that, when embraced, can enrich every aspect of our lives. By cultivating a healthy relationship with solitude, we can learn to enjoy our own company, deepen our self-awareness, and enhance our creativity, peace, and independence. Solitude also teaches us the value of slowing down. In our fast-paced society, it is easy to get caught up in the rush of life and lose touch with the present moment. We are constantly multitasking, moving from one task to the next without pausing to reflect or breathe. Solitude provides us with the opportunity to slow down and be present. In solitude, there are no distractions, no demands, and no rush. We are able to give our full attention to the present moment, which fosters a sense of mindfulness and appreciation. By learning to slow down and be present in solitude, we can carry this mindfulness into our everyday lives, cultivating greater peace and clarity in all that we do. In conclusion, the power of solitude lies in its ability to nurture self-awareness, creativity, inner peace, and independence. It provides us with the space to reflect on our lives, recharge our energy, and connect with our inner selves. Solitude is not about rejecting the world or isolating ourselves in a negative way. It is about choosing to step away from the external noise and reconnect with who we truly are. Through solitude, we find clarity, creativity, and a deeper sense of purpose. We learn to appreciate the present moment and cultivate a sense of gratitude for the world around us. Solitude empowers us to stand on our own, trust ourselves, and develop meaningful connections with others. It is a powerful tool for personal growth, and those who embrace it can experience a life that is richer, more fulfilling, and more authentic.